guys are now watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Today we are going to be playing 2002 format. Now, what exactly is 2002 format, you might ask? 2002 format, I know I said it again, is a format, there we go again, that is briefly interpreted between Meta Raiders, Legend of Blue Eyes, Starter Deck Yuki, and Starter Deck Kaiba. Those are the only two sets and starter decks allowed to be used inside of that format. Furthermore, since I couldn't initially find a ban list for 2002 format, I went ahead and constructed my own. Now, I feel that my list is still a little, rusty. It could be improved on, but in my opinion, it's definitely better than the 2002 format, or than the other list when you can have Raigeki, Dark Hole, and Heavy Storm at 2. This time around, I'm playing against Nick Lovato. He's going to set a monster in defense and a card face down, and something I want to point out is that going first is actually still really good in here because you get to draw 6 cards, and it does have an advantageous impact, but still at the same time it doesn't really hurt the game that much. He's gonna flip summon Trapmaster and normal summon 7 color Flash. Trapmaster is gonna destroy my Waboku, which I went ahead and activated so I wouldn't lose my monster, and that's the reason why Nick Lovato went ahead and passed his turn. Now I know I'm already saying nostalgia right now. You guys see Trapmaster and you're like, Trapmaster, 7 color fish, La Jin, Trap Hole, oh my god, so much nostalgia here. I'm gonna summon La Jin like I said before, and it's met by Trap Hole, immediately destroying my monster, and then still keeping me at a huge disadvantage with only 1 monster on the field. I'm gonna set a back row and then pass my turn back to Nick, which in turn, he's gonna go ahead and summon monsters, attack with monsters, tribute for monsters. Come on, it's not so much thought you can put, right? Heavy Storm, sweet. Fortunately for me, my face down card was a Waboku, so I can chain it to that Heavy Storm. I'm not going to lose any more monsters or take any damage for this turn. He's going to summon a La Jin, Mystical Genie, a Lamp, and then pass his turn back to me. 3 monsters to 1. I really need to think of a good comeback or exit strategy to be able to get out of this, because this is not looking too nice for me. I'm going to activate Swords of Revealing Light. I know you guys can't see it, it's hard. And then I'm going to activate Monster Reborn to revive my La Jin, Mystical Genie, and the Lamp. Next, I'm going to use La Jin to attack into the Trapmaster, and then I think I'm going to pass my turn back to Nick. He's going to go ahead and draw his card. He sets a Trap Hole. I'm like, he's a freaking genius right now. Furthermore, he's going to keep his La Jins in attack, because if he switches to defense, I can destroy him with my La Jin. I'm going to go ahead and activate Pot of Greed, draw more cards. I know, right? Pot of Greed, amazing cards right now. I mean, you think that it's like absolutely insanely broken, but trust me, Pot of Greed isn't that great, all right? I'm going to debate on my options, and then I'm going to flip summon Man-Eater Bug to destroy the 7 colored fish. Furthermore, I'm going to activate Stop Defense on his face down monster, or block attack, my apologies, and I'm going to attack his La Jin with my La Jin. That's going to go ahead and bring up my turn after I set a back row, back to Nick, and right now, he's in a state of flux right now. Swords of Revealing Light is an amazing card. Preventing him from attacking is, pretty good, especially as for 3 whole turns. Not really sure what he can do. He has 2 monsters in defense. I'm not really sure about what he could be summoning. I'm going to switch to Man-Eater Bug to defense and then summon my 7 colored fish. I'm going to assume that's 7 colored fish. And he's going to Man-Eater Bug my 7 colored fish. Now, he didn't do anything to anybody, all right? The 7 colored fish just wanted to be happy, okay? I wanted my salmon to live. Nick Lovato still on the defensive, with Swords of Revealing Light being destroyed on his 3rd end phase. He set it a monster and then passed, so it's back to me, Trapmaster and La Jin on the field. Let's see if I can make some type of play. La Jin's gonna run into what I believe would be a Sengan, or a Witch of the Black Forest. And with Witch of the Black Forest, he's gonna go ahead and add, that's nice to flip it face down, Summon Skull. So now I'm in pretty much of a bind. I have to find a way to get rid of his monster, which isn't easy to do in 2002 format, before Summon Skull is played. So more often than not, I'm probably going to have to deal with a Summon Skull. So go ahead, shuffle his deck, give it back to him. Brace yourself for the Summon Skull, Cali Effect. I am going to, still thinking, set a monster in defense, and I think that's going to be the end of my turn. There's not really much else I can do. Nick's going to go ahead and draw for his turn. As you guys can see, he does have Last Will inside of his hand. And yes, Last Will was an awesome card. He's going to flip up the Trapmaster to destroy my Trap Hole. And then he's going to tribute it off for the Summon Skull. Trapmaster 2-stroke! Now I know Anytime you guys hear Trapmaster or two-stroke in the line, it probably has to be a 2002 format. A genuine misplay on his side should have been activating the last will and then tribute summoning, or maybe he was saving it for later. He's going to use that summon skull to run over my Lajin, putting me at 7,300 life points. We are 5 minutes in, and first damage has just been declared. Isn't that amazing? Not really that amazing? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and Fisher his summon skull, flip summon the 7-colored fish, Callie in the clutch, or flip summon the Lajin, Callie in the clutch, flip summoning monsters you're supposed to summon, and swing for 1,800 damage. Like I said before, I apologize for the glare on my side of the field. You really won't be able to tell, so you kind of have to go by my word. He's going to Monster Reborn his summon skull, and then he's going to normal summon Sengan, and now I'm back in the bind because Monster Reborn is a hell of a card. With Sengan, or now he's going to activate the last will, which I feel he should have last willed at a different time, but the Sengan's going to run into my Lajin, inflicting 800 damage to himself, and then he's going to add and special summon through the effects of last will. So he's going to add Magician of Faith with Sengan, and what is he going to special summon with the effect of last will? Very interesting to find out. Maybe actually just another Sengan. So basically he used last will to get him a free search of Magician of Faith, and then replenish this field with Sengan as well as deck thin just a little bit to get more resources on the field. He's going to use his summon skull to run over my Lajin, inflicting 700 damage to me, putting me at 5,600, and then I believe the Sengan is just going to get over the Man-Eater bug. I mean, like, why not? It's already on the field, right? No? He's not going to get rid of the Man-Eater bug? Man-Eater bug too strong? Sweet. Alright. It's even better for me. I'm going to go ahead and set another monster in defense. Then I'm going to pass my turn. There's really not much else I can do right now. Summon Skull just happens to be the strongest, one of the strongest playable monsters outside of Barrel Dragon. It's 1 tribute and 2,500 attack. Definitely puts him at the top of the food chain of cards to be played. He's going to set a back row, attack with his Summon Skull, and pass turn. I'm going to set a monster. And maybe he's feeling that he doesn't want to give me any Witch of the Black Forest searches, doesn't really want to run into my Man-Eater bug, he just want to take his time. He's going to flip summon Magician of Faith, and that's going to get him the Monster Reborn. And now I'm pretty sure he feels confident in attacking with the Summon Skull. He's going to attack into my Witch of the Black Forest. I'm going to activate its effect to search. Cali effect, what you searching? My Summon Skull. Really smart move right there, Cali effect. With my Summon Skull, I'll be able to take a chunk of his life points with the through the Magician of Faith, and then I'll have a monster to match his monster's prowess. Alright, so we're going to exchange decks again for Shuffle and Cut. I mean, you would think, you know, in this format, we wouldn't go through each other's decks so much, but, you know, with Sengan and Witch of the Black Forest being at 3, you're going to do that pretty often. I'm going to activate Heavy Storm. Cali effect, why are you so ruthless? Heavy Storm for 2. And just to let you guys know, I saved that Heavy Storm. I drew it in turn 1. And I'm like, Cali effect, you got to figure out how to use this Heavy Storm effectively. You got to hit the right cards at the right time. Heavy Storm in the clutch. Next, I'm going to tribute my Sengan for Summon Skull and activate the effects of Sengan. And normally, what you search with Sengan in this format is Witch of the Black Forest or another Sengan. Sometimes you do go into situation routes, but that sturdy line of effectiveness, having to always have a monster in your hand, sometimes pans out. This time around, I'm going to search the Witch of the Black Forest or the Magician of Faith. I pick it up, deciding on Witch of the Black Forest again. Or I'm not 100% sure. Was that a Magician of Faith? Was it a Witch? Who knows, alright? We'll leave it to non-interpretation. Or to my interpretation. Yeah, so I search Witch of the Black Forest with that. And then I use the Summon Skull to attack over the Magician of Faith, giving him 2,300 damage, putting Nick Lovato in the danger zone. Now, the only problem is I'm calling Nick's bluff. He's going to have to waste his Summon Skull to get rid of my Summon Skull. Now, granted, it probably wasn't the best of propositions. He did just add the Monster Reborn to his hand, so, I mean, it made the decision a little easier, but what else was I supposed to do? Just sit there and let him, you know, just whatever? He's going to attack his Summon Skull into my Summon Skull, attack over my Trapmaster with Lajin, and swing for 1,000 in direct damage. That's gotta hurt. The Trapmaster I really wanted to hold on to, or I wanted to flip it for a back row, but if I was going to flip the Trapmaster and then Heavy Storm, it wouldn't have mattered. So I could have kept it face down for a bluff, which I did, and it didn't necessarily pan out. He's going to Monster Reborn his Summon Skull and then end his turn with 3 monsters on the field. This is going to be really hard for me to overcome. I'm going to go ahead and summon Witch of the Black Forest. I'm going to think about my summon of Witch of the Black Forest and then use it to attack the Sengan, bringing Nick Lovato down to 2,100 life points. Now, this is where things get a little interesting. I'm going to set 2 back row and pass. I have 2 back row, which are both bluffs. None of them are relevant. He has a Summon Skull and Lajin. I have no cards in hand. He summons a White Magical Hat, which I am like so thankful that I set my whole hand as a bluff and that I knew he used his Summon Skull. He's going to attack with his Lajin and then his White Magical Hat and his Summon Skull, putting me down to 400 life points. The Kali effect is in the danger zone. He can very much lose this game within the next couple of turns if he doesn't play his cards right. With Witch of the Black Forest, I'm going to think about what I'm going to search. Kali effect, what you searching this time? What you searching? What you searching, man? Go ahead. I'm going to search Lajin, Mystical Genie of the Lamp. Too good, Kali. Too good. Now, I'm not even going to lie to you right now. I'm pretty much close to just scooping this game up. I'm looking at his life points. I'm looking at my life points. I'm looking at his hand. I'm hoping to God I draw a Dark Hole that's banned in this format. Or a Raigeki that's banned in this format. So it's pretty hard to just hope for a card that doesn't exist. And I'm more than likely staring down on the feet. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Fisher. Fisher on the White Magical Hat. I'm going to set the Man-Eater Bug. Or is that Witch of the Black Forest? I'm not 100% sure. Actually, it's the Man-Eater Bug, because the Kali effect is too clutch. And I'm going to hope he didn't draw a summonable monster. He didn't. He attacks with the Lajin and loses the Summon Skull. I'm going to draw. Kali effect with his back against the wall. I'm going to stop defense the Man-Eater Bug for the clutch play. And for the people that didn't know, Man-Eater Bug's effect is mandatory. So now he must destroy a monster on the field. Fortunately for him, Man-Eater Bug itself is a plausible target. So he's going to go ahead and get rid of his own Man-Eater Bug. It's not necessarily that I lost, that he used the effect of Man-Eater Bug early. It's the fact that he used Man-Eater Bug early, couldn't destroy one of my monsters, and then lost another, his own monster in place of it. That was pivotal. So I'm going to go ahead and set a monster in defense and pray to almighty heaven that he doesn't have a summonable monster. He's going to tribute his Lajin. That's going to go ahead and hit my Sengan with the Summon Skull. Summon Skull is going to search maybe Magician of Faith this time. Because everybody needs a little faith. Just faith and prayer that I'll be able to get out of this abyss looking down another Summon Skull. This isn't good. So back to my turn. Magician of Faith in hand. Other card I'm not 100% sure of right now. And let me see. Oh, Kali draws that clutch. I'm going to set a monster in defense and a card face down. The other card was Lajin. My apologies. I already knew that. He draws a 7-color fish and prepares himself to attack for game, and it's met by a Mirror Force in the clutch. Kali effect too good. Mirror Force too strong. That dankness flips summon the Magician of Faith, add the Monster Reborn the Summon Skull, and I take the game. That's how you do it in 2002 format. We're going to get on to Game 2. Now, as you guys can see, Game 2 is a lot shorter than Game 1, and it's a pretty big reason why. We obviously have the exact same carbon copies of the deck, but after Game 1, I gave players an option. There is actually a 15-card side deck to go ahead and switch cards in and out of. And both of us opted to switch a couple of cards in with a couple of cards out. Nick is going to start off with the exact same strategy. 1 monster in defense, 1 card face down, and passes it back to me. I'm going to go ahead and counter. 1 monster in defense, 1 card face down, or 2 cards face down, and pass it back to him. He's going to go ahead and Trap Master a Trap Hole. And I'm like, it's the second time that Trap Master has gotten there. He tributes it for a Summon Skull, and it's met by a Man-Eater Bug. Too good. Too good. He passes his turn right back to me. I'm going to go ahead and activate Monster Reborn. He's going to activate Solemn Judgment, and it's met by 7 tools. For the people that did not know, Solemn Judgment was the card he sided in. Monster Reborn's going to come in. I summon Lajin, and that's, or 7-color fish, and that's going to be game. Why? Because he paid half his life points for the Lajin, And now he has 4,000 life points. I have a 2,500 attack monster and a monster strong enough to win me the game. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. If you guys love 2002 format, get this a like. Let's try to get this to 200 likes. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.